Hey guys, this is Saison. It is a game that I made for the December 2016 one game a month game jam, and I plan on doing one game every month for 2017, so this is sort of just like a test run. So this game is sort of my love letter to shoot-'em-ups, Japanese shoot-'em-ups like Touhou and things like that. So you'll see a lot of influence drawn from there. And let's start with the opening sequence. I'll show you a little bit of that. So this is the story. All the forces of Earth are controlled by mystic deities that exist in the realm known as Eos. These deities control our world with varying levels of care and consideration. This stick figure guy has no cares. This one has all the cares. One day the four seasons disappeared, letting all of the Earth fall into climatic disarray. These are the four silhouettes of the humanoid figures of the deities of the four seasons. Flora and fauna, the deities of plant and animal life, decided to search for the four seasons. These are their silhouettes as well, in order to find out why they would turn their back on life on Earth. So, as you can tell, it's a little cheesy backstory, but the game jam, the question it was asking was why. So I really wanted to add in an opening sequence like that. So let's jump into the game, and ignore the creepy eyes in the background. That'll make sense in a bit. So yeah, if you play like a game like Touhou, you've seen this sort of style. You're at the bottom shooting up, I guess let's call them shoot-'em-ups. And yeah, you collect pellets. I'm collecting these blue ones, which give you better shot power. You'll see some options coming in. If you play shoot-'em-ups, options are just like those additional little guys that float around you and shoot for you, or with you, rather. You can see easy mode. See, it's called easy mode, but there's a bit of difficulty here. See, this is 1 out of 5 levels. As you can imagine, the four seasons, each one has its own level, and this one is spring. So we're looking at the spring level here. Jeez Louise, getting pummeled. So there's some pretty cool things I experimented with here. I ended up actually using the Flixel game engine instead of my go-to Unity. I figured, hey, this is a love letter to my past. How about I do it in a language that I used to really love? Not that it's bad or anything, but I'm really into Unity recently, so don't really use Flixel as much. Definitely a great language for beginners. Getting started, it was the perfect thing for me. Oh, and damn, we see Spring styling and throwing out her traditional seed bombs. So you'll see seed bombs as they come out, they're going to fall and then erupt into different pollen pellets. They don't do that much damage, so I'm just going to take them. One really cool thing that you're going to see that I actually don't explain in the game is a power shot. So power shot here, I'm pressing the X button to shoot out, and the benefit, it does a bit more damage, but it's like a sort of a limited ammunition. And the main thing that you've obviously just seen is that it destroys enemy bullets. So it is a bomb in the Touhou sense, where you use a bomb and it destroys the vast majority of the pellets on the field. But I want to put a spin on it, and that you had to actually aim it, and it just sort of feels like a stronger shot, so it's not a bomb. But yeah, so this is Spring stage. I think that the best part about her is that she has the falling leaves ability of Autumn, which you'll see in a bit. But yeah, just dodging these here. Keep shooting out. Oof. So the game in easy mode is pretty much a spray and pray sort of thing. The normal mode is where you really need to manage your power shot. And dodge the bullets because they do more damage. Everything gives you less, like these collectibles give you less back in normal mode. So it's essentially the same game, but everything has a higher risk. And Bam! She's done. Level complete, and to continue. Alright, here's level 2. Just following along. The next one, of course, is summer. You can see the sort of like heat radiation background going on. Yeah, so if you play Touhou, this game probably gives you some strong Touhou vibes. Oof, getting decimated. So the cool thing about this game, and it took me literally all month to build it out, the main thing is that each level has its own map of like a sequence of enemies coming through. So it's not the same level sped up or more damage. So it's really hard to memorize. So it's a bit different from Touhou, where memorization is key. Here, it's really just your ability to dodge and spray and pray. Oof, it's a doozy. Doozy of guys. Oof. Jeez. So yeah, I mean, if I went for the normal playthrough, you hear a lot more swearing, a lot more WTF is going on here. Oh, because you get destroyed and there's really like no hope for you. Once you get a few hits, you look to your right, see your health dropping, and like, holy crap, I'm just gonna die. And then the freak out phase causes you to lose all your health. But yeah, as you can see, for each one whole number in shot type, you get an extra option. So you start off with 1 shot power, of course. If you go lower than 1, then you're doing, you know, a percentage of your base. But if you have 2 or higher shot power, it gives you an additional option. So I have these 2 options shooting out extra bullets, and the options really make the game exponentially easier. And it's really difficult to come back from a loss. Here she is, good old Summer. So what Summer has is some intense pollen. I'm gonna actually get rid of a lot of it, but the pollen is sort of like a troll factor here, because last time it didn't really do that much damage. This time it's doing like a butt ton. Let me touch one. See, it did like 1/5 of my health. Dying. Whereas before it was quite okay to sort of just take those shots. Here it's a lot more deadly to stand in the fire. Bam. Spray and pray. Shoot it down. So one thing that you'll notice, of course, different from Touhou, is that you have health. So with Touhou, it's important to bomb. Drop your bomb immediately when you think you're going to get hit. That way you don't die. But with this game, you can get hit a few times. I would say that the strongest hits, you need at least 3 hits to die. But here, you can take a few hits and sort of figure out, hey, I'm going to get hit by X, but I'm going to dodge Y at a much faster pace so that I can conserve my health. These Ottomans, get it? Dad joke. Hashtag dad joke. Oh, holy moly. Another thing you may notice, you know, there's nothing really to discuss in this game besides the details. For the enemy bullets, the little minions, their shots sort of get darker as they survive longer on the screen. And that's done deliberately. Ooh, these guys. Moral of the story, don't stand in the top left because you'll get your butt sprayed. But yeah, the bullets get darker because they sort of blend into a darker background. And you can see the background itself sort of fades every so often. So you get that, you know, sort of camouflage bullet every now and then, which adds a little bit more intrigue to the game. I like this music. I will go into the credits when it's over and show you who made the songs. So one great thing about one game a month is that you get the chance to really flesh something out, but not too much to where you're invested for a long period of time. And I think, you know, there's a bit of benefit here. You're really onto something when you can only work on it for 31 days. That way you get to create something that you're proud of, but at the same time you don't feel like every single feature is absolutely necessary. There are tons of things I want to add to this game, but I didn't have the opportunity. And once you get full shot power, it's these guys are really just nothing but fodder. Oh, and there we have Autumn with her autumn leaves. So the autumn leaves are the same as before. The real trick here is not to get hit by them. Oh, I got hit by one. But the real tactic, if you're trying to play around without using your power shot, is to stay outside of the... you don't want to stay parallel or perpendicular to these, because at some point they decide to go up, left, or right, and it's incredibly frustrating if you get hit by one that's coming from the bottom up. And I implore you, if you do try this game out, try normal mode, because it took me a very long time to beat normal. It is not to be messed with, and I would never dare try it on stream because I would flip. Jeez, oh no. No, this doesn't look good. I gotta try and kill her. Yes, alright. I just barely made it through Autumn in the easy mode. Great. I don't think it's worth even mentioning where we are here. It's definitely winter. One really cool thing actually about the enemies is that they all look different for each level, and that's because I created a little bit of like a language or symbol system for the 4 seasons, and I drew some inspiration from, you know, some runic languages. Ooh, getting hit. So yeah, so each level, fall, winter, spring, and summer have their own... Oh god. They have their own little monster types. As you can see, the ones for winter are more prone to slow but intense sprays. There we go. Man, I remember my old Touhou days, I would feel that carpal tunnel deep in my hands from smashing the arrow keys vigorously. What is winter like? Let's wait and find out. Yeah, one thing I definitely wanted to add are additional cards. And by cards I mean like different patterns that the enemies can use. Or the bosses rather. So it gets kind of stale, but at the same time I want the game to be quick. I remember playing Touhou and not really having the patience to go through all 6 levels again if I gave up. Like the next day I was like, oh, I want to play Touhou, but I don't want to do all of that again. So this game, it doesn't really have a stop to it. It doesn't really have a pause button. If you focus on a different window, it'll just pause itself. And it's meant to be beaten in, you know, like a span of 30 or so minutes. I might beat it a little bit faster. I think it's about 15 minutes in here. The sound of getting hit really jars me. I don't like, I'm sort of a perfectionist. I don't like getting hit. Oh, and here we've got winter. So I really like winter, the season and the character. Mostly because if you look at her closely, she's kind of shaking, and this is done deliberate. She's a bit cold. So even though she likes the cold, she wears a jacket without a jacket and shorts. so she looks freezing despite her affinity to the cold weather. You can see these bullets, they sort of radiate around her, and they actually grow in number. So if you don't destroy them, you're bound to get an exponential number of bullets coming at you. But yeah, thankfully I'm destroying the crap out of them right now. But yeah, I love Winter, and I even gave her a homing shot because I thought she was so cool. Put her as the second to last boss. No spoilers, but let's see if I can take her out. Come on. Woohoo! Alright, we beat Winter. One more level. Who could be the final level? Ooh, let's listen to that music for a second. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa, look at that. All different kinds of enemies. All of them. Huh. Interesting. This definitely has that, like, this final level vibe going on. Look at my rose sword. My rosy sword. Yeah, I always envisioned Flora having, a sword of rose, which wasn't, it's not a rip on a certain Cartoon Network show. This game actually, the design document and initial POC of it was actually made when I was in college, so it has deeper roots and more significance to me. Oh man! See, now you can see the background playing tricks on me. See, look at those bottom bullets. Sometimes they look almost invisible. Get wrecked, scrub lords. Yeah, the pre-boss phase is really just like, hey, let me keep my health up, keep my stats up until I see this boss. I really enjoy how things build up when there's a difference from the norm. So you have 4 levels of the same overture and boss themes, and then suddenly you're faced with a level, 4 seasons, you're faced with a 5th level with different music, different everything. I mean, I would say, hey, take a guess at who the final boss. Holy moly, I took a damn load of damage here. Yeah, I was gonna say, think about who the final boss could be, but also keep in mind that it's a game jam game, so you're not gonna get like a ridiculous amount of storytelling and betrayal and what have you. Blah. Eat sword. Yeah, fans of Touhou may get a little pissy at this game simply because your entire body's a hitbox, whereas with the original Touhou, you had a smaller segment. Ooh, who could that be? Hint, hint, maybe it's the person at the front of the game with the creepy eyes. But yeah, so this is Mother Nature. She wields all 4 seasons. So now she's attacking you with spring and her homing shot. And ain't that pretty. She is just a sight to behold. Yeah, like I said, with there comes fall leaves. With easy mode, you really get to spray and pray and don't really think about much. but normal mode in this was a freaking disaster. You also get a few extra abilities coming out of the woodwork in the normal mode, which you'll have to try and see for yourself. Ooh, we got winter already. Get out of here, winter. I'm not about that cold life. Here we go. And take my bullets. Oof. Oh man, I really shouldn't have. I shouldn't have taken that at face value there. Oh, she's going for the heavy spray now. Oh, I got her. Oh man, it's her signature ability. I gotta kill her before it actually gains traction. Completely unpredictable. Yes. So here it is, the epilogue. You get to see photos of each and every person in the game. So here's Summer. Thank you for fighting off Mother Nature. She was ready to turn away from humanity, and this is the first moment where you see it's actually Mother Nature. Winter actually followed the logic, so she said we had to follow along. She had good logic. The humans were no longer dignified, and the other two will get to that. But yeah, Winter was really a proponent of what Mother Nature is trying to do. What Winter means to say is that they didn't care about the plants anymore, or the animals. And yeah, I know you can tell we're getting a little bit of an environmentalist spin here, but you know, what else did you think? But we didn't want to give up on them, so thank you. And there's Autumn. There's little pine cone legs. It's kind of cute. And here's me. This is Flora, and the world will be back to normal now. Hopefully mankind will appreciate this gesture. Congratulations on being easy, the end! Woohoo! So that's the easy mode clear. It's pretty sweet. You don't get to see much else of the characters. But with normal mode, you get a few extra difficulty levels in there. And yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything else. But I implore you to try out normal mode if you have the chance. If you beat it, tweet me or whatever you want to do and show me that you've beaten it, and I will be beyond floored, because I honestly don't think many people play this game. But yeah, this was December's one game a month game, Saison, and I look forward to next month's video of next game that I make. Alright, take care guys, bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, baby. Peace out. Have a great 2017. Love and peace. And F 2016 and all the crud that happened. Hey guys, forgot actually to go to the credits at the end, so here you go. So I developed this game using Flixel, specifically Flixel GDX. It's the libGDX Flixel, I don't know, hybrid, whatever you call it. The art, for the most part, like 99% of the art is my own work. I create most of the art in GIMP and actually paint tool Psy for the last few pictures. And Marmoset Hexels 2, which I got from Humble Bundle. I don't know if that Humble Bundle is still out, but great tool for creating those backgrounds. I think I used the background, or rather the border, for story and like the ending scene. That was taken from Open Game Art. It's under public domain, so I won't bother going back to credit. But just go to Open Game Art, search borders. You'll get a pretty sweet border from this guy. Nice gold border. Anyway, the music though, I retrieved from Visager. He posted his music on a free site, and it seems like a pretty cool concept because it's from an album called Songs from an Unmade World and Songs from an Unmade World 2, which I believe were RPGs or RPG music inspired albums, EPs, whatever you want to call it. And I figured, hey, why don't I give some of this music some life in a game specifically for one game a month. Any other effects you see were made by me. This cursor is part flexible by default. Yeah, so thanks guys, and we will talk next month with the next game. Bye y'all. Bye bye. See ya. Nighty night. Go away now. Alright, I can't stay here forever, bye.